this afternoon in solving the problem and succeeding in rapid growth of girls and women in ICT in Indonesia and beyond, certainly, because our basic law says that we also have to look outside Indonesia through collaborative and of ITER with IEEE, yeah, ITU, MCI Indonesia, Kominfo, and the UN agency in Indonesia, and various local stakeholders. I say with IEEE because it happened that when I was still in the Directorate General of Post and Telecommunication, not long ago in 1978, I was offered the membership of IEEE. And it happened at the same time as our president, Tom Coughlin. So, and then I would like to say that I would like to borrow your words. Ambition, yeah. You need to succeed an ambition for your profession, for your country and society. Without that, you will not proceed. So, and because we have this section, together we brought up the IEEE, and I think it was in 2022 that I got the ITT, and by our young members. Our young members has promoted my position in such a way as the first director of the BDT. Indonesia was the first director of the BDT by the young in IEEE. So I recall again what our president had. He is now my boss. Said, you need to look into the young generation, certainly with the women as well.
Pak Ji, the time is 1 minute left.
Okay, so with that, I just want to say that the BDT, because I'm representing BDT as the first director, the ITU and has its regional offices and area offices. In commencing the mission of ITU to bridge the digital gender divide in empowering women and girls, and by this year, last year, for fostering equal opportunities in the digital society, and collaborate with partners to develop programs relating to the impact of the digital gender divide. We have programs with Kominfo, with particular Miss Her Excellency Miss Mira Tayyiba in IEEE to develop with ITU to develop programs relating to gender digital divide. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I think I still have a few seconds left, but I just would like to say that skill development and mentorship equipping girls worldwide with essential skills crucial for the access of formal employment and entrepreneurship opportunities. this is one which ITU has been dealing with, and we look forward for partners with all our partners.
Thank you,
Thank you
Pak Ji.
very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shall we move to the fifth panelist? Is Bapak Konjoro Wastri Wiporo. Pak Konjoro is the Synergy Project Leader at Telecom Indonesia. So, question for you, Pak Konjoro. There's many reports that showing women can become the top leaders. What are the crucial success factors for women to overcome on the stereotype of the culture and traditions, especially on a developing country like Indonesia, to top as the top leaders?
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, first, thank you for this opportunity given to me to discuss this matter with all the honorable speakers. And beside my position in Telkom Indonesia, I'm also work as a volunteer at IEEE TEMS, Technology and Engineering Management Society, as one of the regional leadership subcommittee. And one of our lesson learned from the last 2 decades, what we have learned from the last decades is about what we call complexity science. In complexity science, the implication is that we always recognize the diversity of the system we are working on. So we see a system not only as its component, but also integration of agent, component, and participant that are all interconnected, resulting in what we call emergence. It is a new values, new greater values, or even surprising values. It is how the internet works, it is how we build a digital business, and it is how we develop the world we are in, like modern business, education, agriculture, and other. And it is the reason, it is the key reason that we need to improve the participation of all elements, all minorities in our society, and in this crucial context is the women. Mr. Jiawatampu has previously mentioned that WEF has released in 2023 about global sectors. The gap is low in health, medium in economy, but wide in political empowerment. Viewing from the context of both Telkom and the IEEE, we believe that digital transformation that we are developing now could and should plunge down these disparities. Currently, we carry out the digital transformation in strategic and business level in all part of Indonesia, eastern part, western part, and remote part. Personally, we have visited small island inhabited by people who live in the ocean. In the ocean, literally, they just come to the land when they need to sleep, and we put electricity and mobile and some education platform. We see that most of the people, most of the uneducated people are little girls, the future women. We provide them that with more opportunities to be the next leader. I still remember that the headmaster promised me, in 5 years, I promise you they will be more, they will have better performance than the people in Jakarta, like that. And then we also expand our program to neighboring countries like Malaysia and also Thailand with IMTGT, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand group, Golden Triangle. So it's evident that digital platform has provided women and men equal access to knowledge service market. But it is also natural. We have to be careful. Digital provide us with opportunities, but also consumerism, criminality, and others. So we have to implement it with collaborative strategic program. We have to plan it together to maximize the result. Digitalization in our work process, as what's your name, Bu Damayanti? Has mentioned that in Telkom, it has provide us with better empowerment for women. It has helped the women to bypass many social challenges, including traditional norms that usually, unfortunately, treat women less than men. So, but in digital world, using Zoom and other technology, it could be reduced, albeit not totally. So business transformation allow better inclusion in workplace and business in general. But I suggest that the women improve their leadership, their braveness to take the lead of the transformation, the challenge. You are not only equally same to men, but you have bigger role because you have to improve your condition that is still lower than men. So I challenge you that, and all of us must be agree that we will support the affirmation that to improve the leadership of women using our digital transformation, for the best of our community. I think that's what I can provide. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Pak Kunjoro. We have to
Okay,
move on.
thank you so much, Pak Kunjoro. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
It's really interesting and good question, and very relevant actually to the initiative that taken by our global leadership. So yes, we are industry in the electronic and testing and measurement, and including one of our portfolio is the transmitter for the broadcast. And we have 14,000 employees globally in the 90 countries, including Indonesia. I led kind of 40 employees at the moment. Yes, the challenge is there. At the moment, the composition in the global is 76 versus 74 versus 26 between men and women, because the stereotype is still there. We are kind of technology company, and the composition is somehow by nature is like that. But this is not the things that stopping us changing that, because we also agree with the speaker before that, the kind of diversity in the company will drive more in result. We believe in that. And it is not only, one of it is actually gender, race, things like that, and religion. We respect all of this. So the things that we are doing is to put the corridor in place. This is the first thing. So we have the culture of this diversity. We do a kind of training and refreshing training for the new employee, emphasizing the importance of this diversity, including the gender equity. And especially for the gender equity, we give the equal opportunity for all. So everyone can be everything they want. So for the first time, actually, since I joined this company, last year we have a top leader leading almost 50% of our portfolio is a lady. So she's one out of the 3 leaders, but the portfolio is almost 50%. Now it is led by a lady, and we see changing in performance in the team when this division is led by a lady. So the second one is actually we would like to achieve the balanced workforce. So having this composition, and similar to happening in Indonesia, when we interview new kind of member in our team, we invite everyone, and the challenge is the same. It is engineering. You will go into the field. Lady, female, male is invited, but at the end, of course, the qualification is one of the things when we are selecting people. But for me, I have one mission actually to bring this balance. So if I have a kind of similar kind of quality between men and women, and I do implement it in my company, I start to recruit women, because I can see the benefit having this kind of diversity, bringing the more result in even especially in Indonesian team. So despite the composition worldwide, we have a unique unity in what I call gender specialty. And one of our factory in Memmingen, back in Germany, this is a microelectronic kind of factory. And somehow the engineer and technician is dominated by women. So it is around 60% actually of the employee. When I was there in my first kind of onboarding, they explained that actually women, these small things like that, maybe the lady can handle, not the man, something like that. So this is something that we need to optimize, something like that. The opportunity is more for the lady, and of course we try to put it on top in our company. Then lastly, actually what I called gender capacity. So we could not avoid the fact that women have their special things. So special things need a special treatment. So in Indonesia, and I believe this is actually adopted by the global policy, we put some kind of special kind of day off for the lady who need to take care of themselves, or the one who take care of their baby. So we start this company, and they're motivated actually to work more and better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pari. Thank you.
Okay, shall we move on the 7 panelists? Okay, our 7 panelists is Babak Satrio Daramanto. Sorry for my pronunciation. Okay, Pak Satrio is the CTO of TVRI. Okay, our questions is that there are many initiatives that's already shown by many industry to boost and promote that the inclusion and diversity of gender on their workforce. So what are some successful examples of companies or organizations that have effectively promoted gender diversity and inclusion in their workplaces? Could you please share your point of view? Thank you.
Yeah, for the interesting question. Let me explain a little bit about TVRI. Yeah, that TVRI is one of the public service broadcasting, part of the global community, and we are just finishing the migration from the analog to digital. So we are focusing to make sure that the infrastructure all over the country is working properly. Yeah, and as we discussed previously, like Telkom, that Indonesian is quite difficult in terms of the telecommunication and media infrastructure, because we are island. With Tom is already counted. Total is 17,000 island. Yeah, yeah. And in terms of the transportation, there is a very challenges. Little bit different with the telecommunication infrastructure that the site, the transmission site, most of them can be unattended. Yeah? But in broadcasting industry, almost impossible to make unattended transmission site. I mean, currently TVRI after migration have about 172 transmission site. We have 34 different offices, local offices, and apart from them, about 7 have women leaders for the station leader, right? So regarding the diversity, TVRI focus to give a balanced opportunity between women and men. However, because of the specific condition, so sometimes quite difficult to women to take care for the position, right? Especially in that there are many challenges to have the operation. Yeah, for example, TVRI in Jakarta have more than 10 different studio that every time have to be set up the equipment configuration, like. So most of them is have to be done by the man. So women typically in the, even though they are in the engineer, but a little bit more than not hard work, right? I mean not responsible for the hard equipment, right? For the statistic, TVRI have about 5,000 employees and about 9.5% women. And for the technical department, there are about 1,300 and about 4% is women. Yeah. So we are in the process to make to improving the diversity between to equal between women and men. But because we are also focused in the migration, so it is in the process. But the management is focusing to give equal opportunity, especially for the career path and the empowerment. For example, we have many different training, and it is equal between women and men. And also we have many different programs that also focusing for the women empowerment. And some of the women also have opportunity to, for example, training outside the country on board. So actually, it is the condition that we have give equal chance, but because of the conditions, so sometimes quite difficult to have a woman to apply the opportunity. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pak Satrio. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next panelist or the last panelist in this session is Miss Jessica Kroll. Miss Jessica is in the Zoom. Can you hear my voice, Jessica?
You okay?
Okay, thank you. Okay, Jessica is, the question is related with the software or industry. The demand of a career in software developments can make it difficult for women to balance work and life commitments. This can be especially challenging for women who have children. Based on your experience, what initiative that the software industry provides to balance the work and life commitment for women? Thank you.
Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me today to talk about such an important topic. I think that there are a lot of great initiatives which have become relatively widespread in the software industry, some of which the speakers and other panelists have already touched on, such as ensuring that diverse perspectives and thinking are always sought, mentorship programs, promoting female role models, and fostering female talent. And off the back of these ideas, I'd like to spend some time talking about how quintessential it is that initiatives focus on the actual work-life wants and needs of women. As when you look historically at who has been responsible for making the decisions about which initiatives to launch and what details they will have, it's typically been male leaders. And that's simply by way of the demographics of the workforce historically. And this is very important as male leaders, I mean, at least in my experience, genuinely aren't cognizant of a lot of the activities women and especially working mothers are balancing. And this can be exacerbated by generational differences and cultural attributes, which can create a distance between the male leader and their involvement and appreciation of these activities relating to the home and children. And a really simple example of this is when meetings are scheduled or even overrun into that 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. window. For someone who's not used to working with children's schedules or cooking for the family, this could seem like a reasonable time to quickly close out something by the end of the day. But as anyone with young children knows, this is a crucial time in the day to feed the children and the family, to bath the children, and to get children ready for bed. So many women, myself included, would prefer instead to be able to spend this precious time with their children before they go to bed and then come back online later as needed in the night or even early the next morning. Because it is a trade-off, and it's a trade-off that we really need to empower women to make for themselves, not that typically male leadership teams can dictate and predict for women. And off the back of that, of course, you can't expect people to be mind readers. So it is crucial that organizations work towards ensuring that women feel confident to share this sort of information and context with their colleagues and leaders so that they aren't inadvertently disadvantaged. As Bu Agnes mentioned earlier, women were essentially left out of previous waves of industrial revolution. So some of these considerations have never even been brought to management's attentions. So I think that the vast majority of people are willing to work around these key pieces of information. And in many instances, I've found myself that once you share this information, people could even become a little bit embarrassed that they hadn't considered these things earlier, and they're more than willing to adapt. So it's really about making sure that women feel empowered to speak up and help build the workforce. Because once we do that, then you can look at initiatives such as a male allyship program, where males can then step up to commit to advocate for the women, especially when they're not in the room. And that's how we keep the priorities top of mind and scale across organizations.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we already have listened to all of the response from all of our industrial panelists. We will move to the next sessions. We will have the response from IEEE Region 10 affinity groups. There are 10 sections from IEEE Region 10 affinity groups. They will give their own responses. Since we have provided from 10 sections from all of the countries, we will provide the responses from the Zooms. First, the response will be from Kerala section affinity groups. Mrs. Deepa. Can you hear my voice, Ms. Deepa, from Kerala section? Mrs. Deepa, from Kerala section.
Kerala section.
Okay.
And thank you for
Okay,
the
go ahead.
opportunity.